Do you get shoulder pain? Well, in this video, I'm going to cover some of the issues that you may be experiencing, that I have as well, and many of the clients that I have worked with. I'm going to cover the most common mistakes that people make when they're trying to fix their own shoulders, and the 3 key steps that you need to take in order to ensure your long-term progress when it comes to you having healthy shoulders. So what happened to me? I don't know about you, but whenever I was younger, I didn't really care about flexibility that much, and my job required me to sit with my back rounded for many hours every day. This resulted in my flexibility being so bad. My posture was awful, my back was rounded, my head stuck out more in front, and I couldn't raise my arms up straight above my head. So I literally couldn't get into a pull-up position or press a bar properly. This did not help whenever I wanted to start learning how to do martial arts and lift heavy weights 6 days a week. The two just don't work together. Poor flexibility and those things are not designed to be friends. I kept injuring my shoulders and my neck. There was a point that I couldn't even lift my right arm up above shoulder height. I had a winged right scapula, dull ache in my left shoulder. I went through shoulder impingement on my right side, and then I did a bunch of things to try and help that, and ended up with shoulder impingement on my left side as well. Every few weeks, I would also tweak my neck really badly to the point of not even being able to turn my head properly. Before training, I wasn't aware of any of the issues that I had. Now that I was trying to train, I was constantly having to change what I wanted to do to work around sore shoulders and a busted neck all the time. And there's nothing worse when you have shoulder pain and you can't use them, because then you have to train legs. No! Nowadays, I love my shoulders. They never give me any issues. I can do handstand push-ups, muscle-ups, and lift heavy stuff all of the time. And the best part is, I get to skip a leg day every day. For me, in my 20s, my shoulder pain was stopping me from doing the training that I wanted to do, but for a lot of others, they can have way worse symptoms and have a constant dragging pain in their arm. It can carry up to their neck as well, and it stops you from doing simple, silly things like putting a seatbelt on, lifting something out of a cupboard. You can just have constant pain. It makes you pretty grumpy. It's pretty debilitating. More recently, out of interest, I got an MRI scan done of the shoulder that I hurt really badly in the past. It gives me no problems now, but it still shows degenerative changes of the AC joint and probable early impingement of the supraspinatus tendon. A diagnosis is not the end of the world. Even with a bit of wear and tear, your shoulders can still feel absolutely fine. What I'll teach you today will help you to keep your shoulders healthy, even if you've had issues in the past or if you're currently experiencing shoulder pain. So where do most people go wrong? Whenever someone feels pain in their shoulder, they're naturally going to gravitate towards shoulder-specific exercises.
Yeah, because my shoulder hurts.
Yes, but it could be because of a referred pain because you have issues elsewhere. If your humerus, your top arm bone, is literally stuck in one place and not able to move properly, you're actually going to be causing further irritation with the exercises you do. Your body can accidentally get strong badly. You can feel like you're making progress with the exercises you're doing, but not actually getting the gains from them. This is where a lot of people feel like they're doing all the right things, but not getting anywhere. The next mistake that people make is overstretching the shoulder. Because stretching will give you a temporary relief, you're going to want to do it more. And if you're stretching it, it's going to tighten up again. Then you're going to stretch it again. It's going to tighten up again. Then you're going to stretch it again. Then you're going to reach the danger zone. The danger zone is whenever your shoulders are super flexible and can move in all kinds of ways, but they're really weak. You're like one of those inflatable men that's outside the garage that's like that. We don't want that. You are the problem. You are causing a lack of stability, and it's going to keep on getting worse. You must add strength exercises. Another mistake that I made a ton of times and many people get properly stuck in is just blaming one muscle. There are many key muscles in your shoulders and they all need to be able to work together in multiple different positions. We're going to cover this more later. If you are just trying to blame your pec minor or your supraspinatus by itself, you're going to get stuck very quickly and you're most likely going to be missing stuff. 3 steps to fix your shoulders. Remember, you're not just bones. Muscles control the joints, and muscles are easily changeable. By implementing these 3 steps, you're going to know how to correctly address your upper body and make your shoulders healthy for the long term. All of the exercises that I cover are going to be in the link in the YouTube video description. Step number 1, you need to open your upper back first. If your ribs are locked down and your thoracic spine isn't moving well, your shoulders are going to feel stuck on themselves. They're literally not going to be able to get into good positions. You're not going to be able to move your shoulder blades correctly, and you're going to be constantly irritating them. you'll take a rest and then things will calm down a bit, but as soon as you go back again, you're going to run into those exact same problems. And hey presto, there's your tendonitis, there's your rotator cuff problems. All of this irritation can all creep back in because your shoulders can't move freely. And what do you get? Shoulder exercises. I have worked with people that have literally had pieces of bone shaved off to make subacromial space. It's a surgery that they didn't even need, and they had never been shown an upper back stretch. And after their surgery, they continued to have pain. It's absolutely crazy. The fix is to improve our thoracic extension through using thoracic rotation. This is going to help to bring open the ribs and move the thoracic spine so your shoulders can actually get into a better position. The best exercise that we recommend to do this is the zenith rotation. It works on your thoracic rotation. You can do it when you're sitting, you can do it when you're standing, you can do it while kneeling, you can do it with your arms in an externally rotated position or an internally rotated position, and you're fully in control of the movement the whole time. We also want to combine that with lat stretches. Your lats connect from the spine all the way over to the arm bone. So if they are tight, your shoulder movement is going to be limited. The best exercise that we recommend for that is side stretches. You can hold on to something or you can do it freestanding. This works on your shoulder flexion as well, opens up your lats and works on that lateral side to side movement of the spine. Step number 2 is to relax the neck. The neck muscles all attached down around the collarbone and to the scapula. If it is tight, it's going to shrug things up on you and hinder you from getting into good positions. Trap muscles get blamed so much for all kinds of tightness and can even cause headaches as well. But think about this with your neck. When's the last time you fully turned left, turned right, looked up, looked down, and even leaned your head side to side? When's the last time you did that? If you cannot remember, leave a shocked emoji face in the comments. If I asked you to not bend your elbow fully for weeks at a time, you would look at me as if I was pretty weird. Yet people are doing this all of the time with multiple joints and not even realizing, and it can have such a knock-on effect in how muscles feel. Imagine combining tight neck muscles with a thoracic spine that doesn't move well. You can see how this is going to cause shoulder issues over time. The fix for this is to do one of our favorite exercises, the yes-nos. These are incredible. They are an absolute lifesaver and game changer. Your neck's able to move in so many different ways, and if you only turn it whenever you're just like crossing a road, for example, it's not enough. Your head's actually quite heavy and your neck muscles are quite small as well, so not only do they immediately relieve tension as they do them, they also build strength at the same time. Step 3, once we have the upper back moving well and the neck nice and chilled out, then we move the shoulders. Your shoulders are the most mobile joints in your body. They are a ball and socket joint which allow so much movement. They need loads of variety, they need loads of different angles, and they also need resistance training to keep them happy. Your shoulders can accidentally not be challenged enough or moved fully for years. There's not a lot of call throughout the day to put your arms up above your head. And if the most you're ever doing with your arms is like lifting a cup of tea, can you imagine how grumpy and stiff the muscles are going to feel that surround the joint? You can get away with poor posture and a tight neck and unstable shoulders for years with no symptoms, but then all of a sudden you're going to start to be wanting to blame it on your age, or you're just unlucky whenever it is just that the things you haven't been doing for such a long time all catch up to you. The fix, now that we're ready to move our shoulders, is to focus on the two components, which is the scapula movement and the arm movement. Scapula movement can be categorized as elevation, which involves mainly your traps, depression, which involves the lats, protraction, which involves the pecs, and retraction, which involves the rhomboids. And then we have rotation, which starts to combine all of those things together. The number one exercise that we recommend for this is scap circles. They are great for building control. You can do them absolutely anywhere. You don't need any equipment. They wake up all of those little sleepy muscles in the shoulders. You would be surprised at how tricky they are the first time that you try them, but just purely through practice, you'll get the hang of them. Your shoulders will feel amazing, and if you do any kind of sport or something with a repetitive motion in it, it catches all those little things that get missed out regularly. Arm movements can be categorized as flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, internal rotation, and external rotation, and we stick all of them together into a nice big circle that hits a full rotation. Your shoulders are so mobile that no single muscle facilitates these movements. Just for the likes of abduction, your supraspinatus is going to bring the arm up a little bit, then the deltoid is going to take over, and then the traps and the serratus anterior are going to finish the movement. It's never a one muscle problem, always focus on how the joint moves in its entirety. The exercise that we really love for total arm movement is the shoulder cars drill. You do this slowly and with control, and this helps to build up your shoulder stability, and the more you practice it, the smoother it will feel, and then you end up with no unknown territory with your shoulders. They move more confidently and they feel way stronger. Scene 5, conclusion. So to wrap up this amazing journey with the shoulders, we want to think of the kind of rehab style exercises that have a really limited range of motion and look really fancy are just a beginning, or they are for an acute phase of pain or injury. You need way more for your shoulders to feel good long term. For that, we need to make sure we're always doing things in the correct order. Firstly, opening up the upper back, then checking and relaxing the neck, and then working on the scap movement and the arm movement through a full range of motion. When you combine all 3 steps regularly, you will have shoulders that feel happy and healthy, and happy shoulders can become strong shoulders, which we'll cover with you in another video.